Welcome back. Today's a new day, new task, and we're going to do a film with a little task here. Let me share my desktop, and we're going to be talking about the Ultegra R8000 rear derailleur, and we've got a little task today because before we get ready to put this on the new bike build, we're going to change the jockey wheels out. Today we're going to put on, if I can pronounce it right, GARBARUK jockey wheels. In this case it's an 11 tooth and a 14 tooth. And the good news about that is that we can get into oversize. So we'll have a little flash on the new bike with the oversize going to a 14 tooth. The good news is it's going to fit into the standard cage, because what has happened recently with Shimano and the Ultegra selection here on the rear derailleur, they have made the cage a little bit larger, I think probably so they have some savings in production between this and the mountain bike range. So what we're going to do is attempt to update the jockey wheels. So hope we can get that done. Hope you'll enjoy going along for the ride with us, and let's see how it works out. So here we go. First thing, let's take a peek at what came in the box. This is our Ultegra. Well, we've got a couple of things here. Some instructions, some cable, some ferrules. We'll worry about that later. Right now, we are concerned with our rear derailleur, which is this guy right here. So let's take that out, take a look at exactly what that looks like. At first glance, it looks pretty stealth, I would say. Everything looks like it is dark black, not quite black, but a very dark gray, matte finish for the most part, semi-gloss finish here, and more of a gloss finish with the Ultegra name right there. So we are going to see if we can easily install the other jockey wheels so we get a little more flash with our rear derailleur. The upper pulley looks like it's a 3mm bolt going through there. We're going to replace that pulley with an 11 tooth, and we're going to replace this pulley, which you can see with the new design that there's a lot of room in this cage, and I believe, if we're a little bit lucky, that 14 tooth will fit in this cage with no issues whatsoever. So let's get to it. Let's see what we can do. I think we'll try to loosen this guy first. So we've got that with some Loctite on it. We've got a washer behind it. We'll try and keep this in place. Slide that out. So it looks like that's a washer, goes right here, protecting the rubber seal. It's got a nice bearing. In fact, this bearing looks a little better than what we're going to replace, but we'll see how the replacement pulleys work, and if we don't like those, we'll try something else again. So there we go. In this case, we've got two washers on the outside. Those might be good for spacers, so we'll check and see if we'll use those again. Let's get our pulleys ready to go. Get rid of these tie wraps on the back, just like so. These pulleys also have a wide tooth and a narrow tooth configuration, so it's every other. Again, supposedly to hold on to the chain a little bit better. Not sure if it works. Sounds great. Obviously they sold me, but mostly what sold me was the gold color. These bearings, yeah, they feel smooth enough. They're not spinning like crazy. Yeah, about the same as that. So I doubt, pretty sure they're not ceramic bearings, which is okay with me. Even if I replace these, it's likely that I'll replace them with steel bearings. Let's see what we got. So this guy's going on. The question with the Shimanos, let me turn a little, here we go. The question with the Shimanos is that the Shimanos have usually a direction. Yes, and the direction is that way. And so that way would mean that they're going to spin in that direction. These probably don't have a direction. Never quite understood why there was a direction, but these look like they don't matter so much. So what we will do is, if we believe they're going to spin this way, we will have them spin that way. So let's see if we're going to use these spacers or not. Those look like they are already spacing. Let me check the width. My verniers are tucked away, so I'm not going to pull those out. I'm just going to spot them. Looks like, yeah, maybe I'll pull them out just to check. It's a terrible thing. The Vernier's battery ran out. I didn't replace it today. So we're actually going to have to go and read it manually. Hard to believe. So, let's see what we got. In this case, we have 5, 6, 7, 8 millimeters. And in this case, we've got 5, 6, 7. And I think that's going to be close enough. And 5, 6, 7. Yeah, definitely 8. And this one is 7 and almost a half. So yeah, 7.5. So I'm good enough with that for the time being. We'll give that a shot and see what happens. So we'll slip this guy back over here like so. Looking bling already. Then we'll check and see if our black carbon TI bolts for this purpose will fit. Do a little test here. Height looks the same, so I think we're good. We just gotta pull out a little Loctite. There we go. Now we got some business going on. We got the drop. Yep, we got the drop. So we'll go around. We're pretty good. Drop it in. Very difficult stuff. By the way, this is a new little torque screwdriver. And the reason I got this was because I like those little T torque drivers, but they're preset, so you have to buy a bunch of those. Typically, some of them come in 3 different torques, usually 4, 5, and 6, or you have to buy them individually as a single torque nanometer setting. This particular one is a screwdriver, so seems like it should work fairly well because it has torque settings from 1 to 8 nanometers. 1 to 8 nanometers. So I should get a little more versatility out of this thing. It comes fairly highly rated, so we'll hope for the best. Alright, so let's get back to where we were before. We've got that guy going in next. We've got this going in now. And right now I've got the torque set at 1. And there it is, at 1. I'm going to come back because the Shimano torque rating for jockey wheels or pulley wheels indicates, the dealer's manual indicates nanometers between 2.5 and 5, which seems like a big spread to me. But we'll come back and at least take it up to 2.5 nanometers. So we've got that one in. Next is we got to use two tools here. We got to use this one to take it out because the Shimano bolt is a hex, 3 millimeters, just like so. Put you there, and we'll put you there. And this particular one, let's see which way is easier to slide it. Maybe it's easier to slide it this way. This particular one, not that it matters, but we'll check it out. Obviously should be, and this one doesn't care which way it spins. No indicator there. Here we go. So this one spins in this direction, according to the spinometer. So if it's going in that direction, which I just said, I'm going to, what am I going to do with this? I'm going to flip this so it, yes, so it goes in this direction. And let's just double check Mr. Vernier again to see if this is 8 again, and this is, I'm gonna guess 7.5 again, which it is 7.5 again. So I think we're okay with those kind of tolerances. This is going to go like so. Where are you? There you are. We'll bring the cage back in line. Let's see if we get pretty close with this. Take our bolt just to make sure that we're pretty close to lined up. Pretty close to lined up. Yeah, it feels pretty close to lined up. So let us put a Loctite on here. This I think is the light or medium. Medium. So it will not permanently affix itself to the component. Should hold fairly well. I'll let you know in case the jockey wheel comes off when I'm riding. Hopefully we won't have that episode. And we will now attach accordingly. We've got 1 nanometer in there. This, of course, will have some tension on it. But even without the tension, we've got spinach. Spinach, 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 spinach. And here we have spinach as well. Not as good as this one. Oh, but I'm liking that. That's not too bad. Again, this was about $3,000 less than ceramic speed. That's a joke, but probably not far off of that. I don't even recall what I paid for these, but the point here is you don't need a cage. Not to get a 14-inch pulley wheel on there. And I think that's going to look pretty sexy. once we put that on the bike. Again, what we've done is we've also replaced the bolts. In this case, we're using still aluminum. I may replace it later with titanium bolts, but these are kind of sexy because they have the printing on the heads. These are carbon TI bolts. I think I got them from R2 Weight Weenies or something like that. But let's go ahead and put a little more torque on those. We're going to torque them up to the minimum recommended in the manual, which is 2.5, and I'm at 2.5. So let's do that. There we go. And there we go. So all torqued up, everybody's still spinning, and now we'll be ready to install the Ultegra Rear Derailleur in the AR01 project. So hope you enjoyed that. It was fun for me. It was quick. Anyone can do it. I think it's quite simple. I was happy that the whole cage didn't have to come off, because then you have to deal with the spring and getting the pins lined up and all those types of things. But we didn't have to do that today. We got lucky. It was easy. Hope you enjoyed that. See you next time.